Dude, I miss. Oh, you're literally wasting energy.
Yeah, hey, hold on.
This is sumtales. I do it again in a heartbeat.
I understand.
Alright, so anyways.
You guys want to talk about God?
We were going to get to that, but
I'm asking if like y'all want to talk about God like now.
dude, I could rise like God. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, so basically, let's talk about God, y'all.
We went to church and now
How's the shot?
Texin, girls. We're never gonna get to this.
Okay, I'm in a good spot. I just can't see how you're looking
I'm
here.
fine.
He's fine.
I'm fine.
We're assuming.
I'm fine.
You gotta sing with us though. Texin.
Dude, I want to sing that shit.
Texin.
I'm sorry. I haven't actually even heard it, so I don't even like.
Bro, literally, that's
I can't see it in my head.
Play it, bro. Play it. What if we take the beat and do our own verse?
Yeah.
Take the beat and do
Nah, it's not fucked
texting,
up.
girl.
Let's just do a better beat. Like.
If it doesn't come on in 5 seconds, I'm gonna move on.
Like, some people would say that's God.
Alright. Yep, that is God. I would say that, honestly. Anyways.
What's going on, you guys? We got some tales for y'all. We just came back from church, and we thought it would be great to do a podcast right after that because we have thoughts about church and God and all the conversations that go along with that. But I think first we're going to talk about, kind of thoughts that occurred while we were at church. We got there a little late. Through the rain, we made it through.
Yeah, it was fucking pouring, bro, and we already like life just kind of hits sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But long story short, I pick us up at 3:30 when
When we're supposed to be there.
when we're
already.
supposed to be there type shit. And when it's raining, you can't drive as fast as you normally do, you know what I'm saying? Road rage isn't really as accepted when it rains.
But
so.
at least we made it.
Yeah, we made it, better late than ever. At least we
But-
went,
Nah, but I think going for me was more really about like just seeing what thoughts would occur, and obviously for the experience.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned for you was like you had like you knew what to do once you got there. Like, you knew you wanted to pray as soon as you got there.
Yeah, for me that's essentially what I go for every time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
For me it's like, okay, cool, because I don't go that often, you know what I'm saying? Like I probably ain't gone since last time with y'all, to be honest, which is like over a year ago.
But you would say you feel like praying is definitely like more of an experience there.
Praying
You feel more.
It's like a rule, bro, right? It's like, you
okay.
can pray in your crib and like that's cool and all, not a lot of people do that, but at the same time, if you pray at the house of God, bro, like at the house of Christ, like that's
I
different.
never really thought about it.
It's like you got to get out your way to actually go,
that's one thing that I was thinking about, like kind of like, or one main question, or like that's kind of like a pre-question to know about church is like, what's church for? Why do people go every week? What's like, how does this contribute to the religion? I guess because I view Christianity as something that's super great to learn from, and I love a lot of things that I hear about it, and I got a lot of inspiration from it. But then once it comes to like the church stuff, I don't understand it.
I feel mainly it's the community aspect.
Yeah, there's that.
I feel like that's like the majority of
You
it.
think? But
Yeah.
I just remember
Because like
hearing-
when people like are basically your family.
But outside of the community aspect, I was thinking the religious aspect. Like you go to this place for a part of it's a part of your religion. So that's the other part of the religion, of like the what's it called, the rituals, the physical rituals that you have to do, and and that's why during the mass there was a lot of reminders, and that's what a lot of prayers are reminders. Like the repeated prayers that the priest often brings up. The very short ones. It's basically just to remind you as a part of the religion to just keep going with it. Those parts I don't really mind so much, or I don't really take those in that much because they're not helpful to me. But the ideas that this religion offers are really great, though. And that's what I personally wanted to talk about.
Interesting. So you mentioned you don't mind that as much, but what is something that you low-key do mind at church?
Oh, well, that's what I meant. I kind of do mind it. Like I would prefer without that stuff.
Wow.
That's why I would prefer if we got there early to actually hear the lecture.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like on the way there, we were saying like, what if we walk out bawling in tears? But like, truthfully, bro, we're low-key not gonna to gain the full experience of like the whole thing. We already missed out on that opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like by the time we weren't there at 3:30, we low-key got there at like 4:05. and walked in. Like all the chairs were full. We were standing, y'all. We were like at the very back. We were damn near. We were damn. Like I walked. Okay, so I went to the restroom and y'all were like just went in or whatever, right? I walked in. I'm like, yo, where the fuck did these guys go? But I didn't say that out loud because we're in church, right? And so I'm like, where the?
You can't cuss, bro.
Yeah, you can't cuss. You dead ass can't cuss. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Like,
I swear to God, I swear.
You can't say that.
I swear, I thought the fucking the pastor church cussed.
Really?
Like chinga. Yeah, I think he said that.
He probably did.
Oh, bro, I was telling you, like,
But it's I was reminding myself of moments like where I was about to say something. I was like, okay, I'll just take out the bad word.
I said dead ass.
Like
on
I straight up, I
accident.
would take out the bad word. Like that was the first time in a long time where I tried to stop.
Yeah,
cussing.
I was thinking about how my actions, like, oh, that might be disrespectful. Like, I don't know, I was like thinking, like, if I lean against the wall, that'd be disrespectful. Like, if I'm just like nonchalant. Yeah, I feel like that was disrespectful. So like, I feel like I cared way more about how I was acting there, as in a way of respect.
It's like I also was like that too when I walked in. I was like, I like to normally put my hands in front like that instead of being like that or onto my sides, and I'll be like that type shit. But then like I'm like, bro, my back like low can need something to lean on. So like I'm here, you know what I'm saying? I ain't falling asleep, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I should have gone there early on that, but you know, I paid attention. I prayed, and yeah, man.
I don't have any of those thoughts.
No?
To pray.
What were you thinking?
Yeah,
during-
I was really like amazed by the whole thing. Like,
in awe.
I was like, whoa, the music. I've never really listened to the music. It was like, dun, 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 dun. It was like, it
So
was.
you seem more present there.
Yeah, I was like
than
way
than
like.
us, at least.
I was listening to the music. I was like, wow, this is so simple, and they can build like. I was like, bro, they got a simple ass beat, and they like.
Yeah, when you mentioned that, I was
Yeah.
like, dude, I'm thinking about Jesus right now.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying. Like I forgot they even played music, to be honest. Like I
I
was
get
in
that.
my head.
I was like, oh shit, they're playing music. Like that's live music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it.
I deadass was in my head the whole time.
But instantly I looked for them. I was like, where they at? Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Then you told me that you were in the choir.
well, yeah, because when I was a kid, I used to sing all the songs. Because I used to go to that church when I was little too. So you know, I knew the songs. You know, like even as a youngin, like, it's crazy. Just because I would hear them so much, so I started like singing them.
Is that why you asked me how do you become one of those?
No, because that's a church person. Like that's a church singer.
No, like the helpers at the top.
With the fits.
Because I told Chris, I was like, bro, I can't imagine being at that position that young, you know? Because I know it's like some work, I'm assuming, you know?
Well, what?
Yeah.
What really is
Well, yeah, I just say that because I know, like going through getting my first communion, you know, like it's like it was a lot, you know, to me, and so I was like, nah,
Easy.
couldn't be me.
Piece of cake.
Couldn't be me, you know.
I wasn't really like feeling a certain way, like, oh, like we're in the house of God. I wasn't really thinking. I was thinking like, wow, there's like a community here.
Yeah, that was one of the first things I thought of too. Was
I was like, oh wow, this is cool.
yeah, I was like, I was like, as soon as we got in there, I was like, oh, okay, this is the other component, other people.
It's
it
weird.
instantly reminded me of the ending of mass where you greet the other people, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is
It's weird, bro. Like I saw that we were surrounded by all these people, but I really couldn't connect with nobody there. It was like at the end of the day, we're all there for our own reasons. And it's like for me, I was there for my reasons, and it was like, as much as I realized everyone in this room has a story, I couldn't really care to like of course I pray for everyone.
But you were there for under one thing,
right?
You were there for like just church,
yeah.
And that's what all brought us together here. The way like different lives and scenarios, you're only there for church.
Yeah,
that's always mainly thinking about.
That's
all these walks of life, but you here for this one.
Exactly. So like that's what came across my mind too.
I think that brings us to like the most important part of like what we saw was the ad readings at the end.
Oh,
absolutely, that was like that's
that
what
really brings community together.
Yeah. Talking about the empanada.
It funds the community together. Fuck.
I guess it does. They're like, yeah, they're doing that, but now with the
they were talking about what they're doing for the community. They're talking about giveaways that they do.
Yeah, like
They
a
do,
flat
like,
screen
prize.
TV
Yeah,
and all
they're
that.
talking about
shit.
different prizes. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I just never been like asking like an adult. Honestly,
Yeah, I
I
get
don't
you.
really, because I wasn't really there last time, you know. To kind of, just to really like listen to it, like, oh, okay. That's like really like the first time, or like one of the like at least the second time like actually listen to, because I actually can't comprehend it.
Yeah, dude. Last time we went, we were so fucking high.
I mean, this was a few years ago, though.
This was like last year.
No, last
Yes, it
I think
was.
when it was like when COVID just
It was like early 2021, bro.
It was way over a year ago.
Yes, a little over a year ago.
I don't think COVID happened yet.
So far away,
COVID had
but-
already like COVID was dying down. Anyways, but yeah, no. So going this time, it was definitely a lot more because we didn't do any of that shit this time. We just went. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, but we just went, and like it was.
Yeah, like, I was trying to walk in with a joint on my ear.
I was trying to be the Holy Spirit.
Dude, you know when they were like, is there any couples that were like, what if we all like, we were like,
Yeah.
what if we all went like
We
this?
should have, bro. Like,
Dude, I wonder how they would have reacted, dude. But I feel like, bro, I'm taking too much of a piss. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because they were like, those with the one, we're gonna commemorate those, you know, with anniversaries and shit. Like, well, those with the first anniversary stand up. There was this one lady, barely anyone standing.
Yeah, when I saw it, whenever nobody else stood up towards the end of him calling out like the second one, no second. I was thinking, I was like, I wonder if she feels like special about this moment right now.
Oh, where I didn't fucking think about that. But the fucking.
I was like, I wonder how you know how she feels about the church commemorating this, you know, and how she truly feels about it.
Yeah, I feel like in like that anniversary, I think went there for the anniversary.
Oh, that makes sense.
No, he's just mentioning anniversaries that are happening in the week.
Oh, word. That's crazy.
During my birthday.
Yeah, only the wife was there, bro.
Right, he was probably at work.
Working on Sunday.
Nah, but yeah, like that would've been funny if we all got up and like we were like.
I wonder what they would have thought. I was like, would it be homophobic?
No, they just would have been like, they're joking.
I really.
Maybe.
Yeah, like because we probably.
Yeah, they would probably lean towards thinking we're joking.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I was gonna say?
Ridiculous.
You know that one part where like there was like kids running, and the pastor was like, "Oh, someone get those kids. You know, maybe calm them down for a second or two."
I was laughing in my head.
I was
you ripping on the.
I was
like,
gonna scream. I was
that?
gonna say something out loud. I was gonna be like, "Niños, cuídense a sus papás." You know, like kids, take care of your parents. You know, because like their parents wasn't taking care of their kids.
This is a party.
Yeah, did
Dude, I kind of think I'm at a party, like at a function.
I feel you.
Like, what's your name? What's your name?
But I was okay, like about to sneak this. The parents were like not taking care of their kids, and I was like, bro, I gotta forget it. Like I gotta remember where I'm at, bro.
This is no place.
I was like, fuck, dude, I gotta chill.
Because I don't remember your prayers.
I was looking because like we were standing right next to the people that like counted all the money, and they were dumping in this like this big old like thing. And I was just looking at it, I was like, how much money? I was gonna ask the lady, like, how much did you rack up?
I wanted to know how much too.
Yeah, and I saw that big old bag. I thought she was gonna, you know.
I was gonna like, you know, like how much y'all think y'all racked up?
I'm like, this is a business, bro.
It's a business. It's
like he was talking about how like, nah, we don't get enough money. He's like,
it's never enough.
And if you think we get enough money, you gotta repent.
You gotta repent, homies. Like what?
That's when we passed the basket.
They didn't even offer it to us.
Yeah, they didn't offer it to us.
They know we was peasants.
Okay,
we walked in, the last one's like, we know y'all got no money. Y'all probably got here by y'all last pennies.
And I saw the marketing girl outside with the. What? I saw the marketing girl with the panaderia.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, good marketing placement right there.
Well,
bro.
like she was on break when we got there, cause there was nobody there but the cart, bro. Look,
cause she knew her customers were inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was like capitalism.
And on the way out, the guy selling the pies with one leg. This guy had a metal leg, and yeah, he was just handing out like it was like sprinkling. He was just like he had like
bro,
pies.
it was raining, bro. That
Yeah.
was. He had 2 pies. I wonder if he had like a shit ton in the bag. I was just trying to make the time.
What if he's trying to kill?
Yeah, after he gives those 2 up, brings out the next 2. But yeah.
What if he poisoned them? You ever think that? Like,
yeah, I be thinking that sometimes.
I only thought about that for Halloween as a kid.
I think that's where I got it from.
Fucking better. I gotta stop.
But
Just take the candy.
I was mainly looking at the music there, and like I was like, wow! I was like looking at the architecture, how it was like, built. Yeah. And I was thinking of the guy because he was like this. He was talking like a lot like this.
I'm like, you were like, I thought when you said looking at the guy, I'm like, Jesus at the top, bro.
Yeah, I was looking at him too.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Oh yeah, I was the guy. He was like,
yeah, that dude was chilling, bro. He was like,
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like it almost kind of like made me feel like I wanted to open up to him.
yeah, it's cool. Like it looks, I can see because I remember when you go, because I
open up here.
There's no guy with arms open up there though.
I know you didn't want to talk about
Imagine he's right
I am
there.
God. No, yeah, I hear you.
No, because I always had this theory about God,
Yeah.
about like that. It's like yourself, you know what I mean? It's like when you go to, because in church, when you go to church, and there's a little spot. So if you go take a left, there's like a little like place where you sit down, and like it's super quiet.
Right.
And I'm like, I can see how this place is way, like for me personally, it was way more religious because it's just yourself.
Dude, that
So it's like it's just your thoughts and it's just yourself.
That like brought me back to a memory. One time there was a funeral and I went, and like right after the funeral ceremony, like they were carrying like the coffin out to like the car and shit, and like it was right around that area, bro, where like we all gathered up around the coffin and shit. But like, dude, it was like quiet and shit. It was so fucking quiet, and like it's crazy, bro. Like that shit was actually pretty surreal.
It feels like more powerful because it's just yourself. You just really
You feel the energy,
No,
bro.
but no, because he was talking about the other people around. It's the people around you that give you that energy too. You know. Like,
It's all
but
focused on
then again,
one.
it's like yourself too.
Yeah,
You know, but,
You're thinking about it, dude.
But
I
I don't know how I feel about that whole like God is yourself, because you're attaching the word God to you, but then
Yeah.
it's like you're
I'll be saying like it can be like anything is
like
God. You know?
to me it's like you are something. God is a word that means something else to me.
I feel like that's just like my only like that's like an understanding. Because you can say like, oh, this creation is God, you know, like.
But like it's like you disregard any other meaning of God when you say that.
Yeah, I think so too.
What do you mean?
Like I feel
Like
like
you're not thinking of any other meaning of God. You're only thinking about your meaning of God.
Yeah.
Which is you.
I mean, I feel when people attach themselves, like, why then shouldn't there only be like one religion then? Because like, isn't like being a Catholic just like this is your understanding of God?
That's not what
If
being
you're a
Catholic is.
Catholic, yeah.
That's being part of the religion.
Yeah, but isn't
But
like
God-
that's your understanding? Like this is my
Nah,
God.
people often relate religions to different types of gods, but it's you got to think about it more of the religion itself rather than just connecting God to a religion, you know?
right.
Yeah, but I'm saying like this is what you believe.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
this
a
is
connotation
what-
there. Each religion has their own connotation of God,
So it's like
and it's like, and your connotation of God is a self-made one, you know? So it's like it disregards all the other ones, you know? And so it's also something that's
I understand that, but I feel like even then when you get in another religion, you disregard the other ones too.
yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah,
So
right.
It's like
Like-
I'm doing the same.
Yeah,
thing.
but I'm just saying, like, how did you lead to that?
I was just writing my notes. And I just started going because it's mainly when you
Because I think it really goes back to the fact that everything is one in terms of we're all made of the same material.
Mhm. It's
and,
like
and if you think of the entire universe as quote unquote God, because you know it's all made of the same, you know.
because you know when people say like when you sit like if you really want an answer on how to change about yourself, like how do you find it? And some people I remember I don't know what video it said. It's like sit on the corner of your bed in silence and really listen and ask, and you're gonna get the answers from God. And I always think of like, well, the thing that I'm being asking is like I ask myself, even if I didn't believe in God, I would ask myself and really think about it, then I'll find a resolution in my head, and I can call the resolution God. You know what I mean? Like an answer from something else.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Going back to that, yeah. It's like, for example, we were playing the texin girl, and they wouldn't come on. Like, oh, some people will say that's God. Like that's
That's God talking.
Right,
Yeah, that's
right.
God talking.
some shit like that.
God's way, you know.
Right.
But like I understand if
That's
like
also the idea of attaching any act of the universe to God.
So it
Or
goes
specific
against and
acts.
for y'all's argument.
like I'm with it and I'm.
Yeah.
I personally, the reason why I guess I don't so much prefer that conception of God is because God to me is equivalent to the word creator.
Mm.
And when I mean creator of this you could say universe. But it's really just goes back to like the creator of this creation, which is life, I guess. And it goes into like simulation theory because it's like, you know, creation begs a creator, or you know, proposes a creator, and so it's like, okay, this universe was made, you know, so somebody or something had to make it, right? So that's what God is to me. But I just prefer the word creator at that point, you know.
You know, because if we're made by God,
Because God just has a divine feeling to it.
But it's like, to me, my creators are my parents. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
but like those creators.
That's why
are
like I
there.
specified the creator of
Oh, right.
Because I can say like that everything is God, you know, like in a sense, because like if you're made by God, I'm not calling myself God, or like I'm created by it, so it's like His hands, like He just uses you as a tool, but not like you don't have free will, but like He.
Like that's like you're calling the universe. Why don't you just say you're part of the universe? Like,
well, yeah. Also, like I mean,
you're using the word synonymously with the universe. I would say.
Because it's like, because you know we're like, oh, God did that.
Because I think God is something outside of the universe, outside of the simulation. That's what God is to me.
Oh, so it's like
it's not part. It's not, yeah. Because it created this place. You know, it can't be you can't be inside unless you want to be inside the game you create. You know?
So is it like then the question differs is like, okay, did He create us? Then just like.
That's one of the questions that arises with simulation theory, and all of those questions that arise with simulation theory we won't get the answer to because well, the God didn't allow us to. The Creator doesn't want us to know the answers, you know.
Then
otherwise He would talk to us, you know.
No one's gonna know until
but that's why the story of Jesus is so cool though, because in a way you could think of a Jesus as the Creator implementing Himself in the world, because that's literally how the story goes in the Bible.
That's the child of God.
Yeah, that's
Him in the human
it's
form.
Him in human form, right. And that's essentially how it would be if we were to create a world and then want to step into it. We would have to step into it by its accord, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like God,
like we don't. That's a whole different dimension.
God, we don't understand Him, right? I'm speaking on Christianity right now. You know, we don't understand God. You know, He's something that's like incomprehensible. But He came to us in human form as Jesus, and that conduit was crazy because He still had good in Him, I guess, you know, or like he still had a guy in Him, you know.
He started the 4 agreements, you know.
Yeah, probably.
In a sense.
I mean, in a way.
In a way.
You know, like
but becoming a human though does, you know, you're human now, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like a thing. It's all a thing. You know?
It's like the reason I even bring that up though is because like I know the story goes how he like walked all across town with the cross on his back and they were whipping him and shit. You know, he wasn't taking none of that. They weren't taking none of that person. He wasn't taking none of that personal. You know, at the end he was like
they will all be forgiven.
Yeah.
So he had that understanding of like.
And it's like
his beliefs.
How what ties in today is like when someone does you dirty, you should feel sorry for them instead of actually being like, you know what I mean?
To forgive them.
That's actually where I learned that from first. Like that's interesting how religion can really like, you know, bring that to folks. You know?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Jordan Peterson was talking about it.
Fucking Jordan Peterson.
Bro, he's like he talks about God like all the time.
Yeah.
He talks about like Jesus.
But yet he has like indifferent view of religion.
I mean, what's the ultimate version of a Christian, you know?
So what's
he's like, I will call myself a Christian. He said that once. Fuck.
That's a nut job.
I guess he just wanted to come up. I don't know. I fucking forgot it, dude. I forgot.
No, but he does mention some interesting points about God. I would say I don't know any of them though.
Cause like, there's just so many religions out there.
There's a lot.
There's like so
many.
And I remember I asked this one to one of my coworkers once. Like, do you think, say like what is your God different from another God, right? Like another religion. What is your religion different from my religion? If we
you're asking the differences?
Yeah. And I was like, but the question was mainly like, say I was born, like say we're born like Catholic. Like say I'm born Catholic.
And you're born
say I'm born Catholic.
Yeah.
Would I naturally go to another religion if that was my religion?
Oh.
Like say you were like say you were nowhere. Like would you become religious?
Because of the religion God wanting you to. Because you know how they say, you know, God comes to you through people, essentially. You know, yeah.
I'm pretty agree on that.
Yeah. So you're kind of touching on the concept of like intuition, you know, and like the calming stuff.
I think about that stuff all the time.
Yeah, my view on that is like nah.
No,
I don't, because it's because you're never gonna be able to tell for sure, you know.
So it's like go try it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like the whole thing is like it's really just about if you make yourself believe it, then it's like okay, well I guess you're fucking with that now.
Yeah, then it's like if you like it can, oh my god, I can go with like everything and I can believe it. Like,
it's like at the end of the day, if you're still here, it's because it's working. You know,
that's why I probably don't fuck with or at least maybe like a few years ago I didn't fuck with intuition as much because I was like that I would be skeptical. Yeah, of my intuition, you know. So say if a religion were to be calling to me, I would be skeptical of that calling, you know. rather than giving into it. So I see it as like the calling might not work for some people, you know. So
I mean,
but then you could obviously say, oh, well, then it just really wasn't the real calling, you know.
then like I was like, yeah, like
But-
my mind just goes like, you gotta try it
But
out.
then it's like,
like there's like a religion.
I went through a period of my life where I was skeptical about every intuition, you know. So it's like, I think it's really a mindset you put yourself into.
Yeah, you agree with it.
I feel like I'm getting more like intuition, like as I get older. Like I feel like I'm getting way more intuition.
In recent years, for me, it has increased a lot. You know,
It's
I've
way
taken the
more.
side of like taking actions.
So what is
because of it.
intuition like mean to y'all?
It's whenever there is no logic behind your actions.
Almost like no logic.
It's because of a feeling.
Yeah,
Like
just
straight up a
I
feeling.
think I'm becoming less.
That's
of
what
that.
people say.
Well, I don't know. It
Like, oh,
depends.
God, I got the wheel. Like, God has my way, you know?
Right. I mean, it depends, right? Like, you should be rational about some things you do, but like, for example, if there's just for some reason you just decided to drive on the right lane instead of the left lane, and that was your intuition,
You're
like,
thinking of, like
It felt right.
it felt right, then yeah. But like, I'm not gonna quit my job if it felt right. You know what I mean? Knowing that I'm potentially gonna go broke. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's a very like obvious.
I'm just thinking about like intuition as in like really, because I wanted to go back on like the religion, like, oh, would you gravitate towards that? Like I've always been particularly interested like in Islam. I've always been interested in that like religion. Well, probably like since like freshman like.
Then you gotta go for it.
And my mind was like, why is it me calling out from like I talk to people who are in that like culture, like in that religion. Like I have like a handful of friends, and I talk to them. I don't know, like they're just like.
Yeah, if I was coming at that from like a logic point of view, I would think of all the other religions that I've been introduced to, and like just basically try to see if there's like actual reason for this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's why. And so sticking to intuition back to like figuring out what intuition is, is like, there's no real like rhyme or reason. It's just I've been feeling it, I've been feeling it,
then it just comes to the end of the day, like fuck with it.
I think it's just be a balance though between.
Yeah, definitely balance, because that gets some people in bad situations.
Yeah, like being overly, but like some people would argue that those bad situations can be life lessons.
Yeah,
and,
but
I
intuition
might have needed it, and
yeah, I guess my mind went to
adding on to the intuition.
My mind went to like love blinding.
You said blinding?
Love blinding, because love is you think of it as your intuition, because the feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and so it really pulls you out of rational thinking. But with love, it's like something that like you really want to keep rational thinking in there. I would say, try your hardest, because that's like something that I wouldn't give a lot of intuition
outside of the primal instinct to just
reproduce.
Reproduce.
That's something.
Outside of that, it's like it's a relationship.
Yeah.
Like these
Absolutely.
grabs, is just
rather than just like being with somebody because of those immense feelings.
Yeah.
That's hard, bro.
And it's hard.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I could totally like get you pregnant right now because I feel like it's gonna be a good thing, but like, bro, that's like so much after, you know what I mean? Like when you gotta think about the before and like after, you know what I mean?
then it's like it's the children who will come and get abortion. Was that their life taken away from them?
Oh God. I mean,
Damn, like they go to like the dara.
we can't get abortions anyways. One, because we're male, but two, because it's illegal.
We can't get abortion.
But we can stop.
There's abstinence. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Why would you be abstinent though? Just wear a Jimmy hat on it, man. Just put a condom
Just
on.
make her wear. She can wear Jimmy too.
Yeah, they have them too for girls, right?
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
But like, it's not a Jimmy for her though. She don't got a Jimmy.
It's a Jimmy.
It's just a hat. It's a fedora.
No, but it's like
Just get a sandwich
it's
bag.
really like,
Shit, low-key same both. Like it gonna end up being like a dick anyways,
Oh my God. Yeah.
So don't fucking matter.
So, do you even need to wear one at that point?
It's let God.
Yeah,
Imagine you fucking like let God.
That's some inflation.
Yikes. So it's like how much do you balance it out?
It's
you know?
only 50-50.
I
Is it 50-50?
I think
No, it's situational.
I think it's situational, but it's like if you know in that moment that shit could have gone south and like for some reason it didn't, then that's how you know God was like on your side. However,
Dude.
don't do it again.
But that's confirming, like, if it goes right, then it's like, oh, God want me to do this, That's confirming, like, oh, God want. If it goes wrong, then it's like, oh, that wasn't right. I should go back on this path.
That's why I don't fuck with God.
Bro, today, like yesterday, I put like a pendant on, like that has a cross on it.
Mm.
Then I dropped it. I'm like, oh my bad, God. And I was like, oh, you know gravity, you made it. I was like, bro, you made gravity. God made gravity. If that's like he made everything,
Yeah.
I'm like, why you made gravity? Then it made me
It's pretty
skeptical. Like,
fundamental.
yeah, I was like, why you make the fucking fundamentals? Like, what's with that? Why do you make gravity?
Yeah, I
What's
mean,
with
it's pretty
that?
fundamental.
Why you make that?
I wouldn't have been
Bro,
sorry.
we wouldn't be able to
I
live
was
without
like, my
gravity.
bad, God. I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, my fault. You made it. You know, you understand. I said, like, you understand.
But like some could argue, oh,
And
he
humans
knew
have
that was
started
gonna
to get
happen.
it too. They understand gravity a little, even though it's one of the hardest concepts to actually get. You know.
That's
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
Like we only started to really understand it because of Einstein's general relativity
Like,
theory.
That's crazy.
Like, why can't I just fly?
And that was Newton's idea of gravity, which was so far off from what gravity actually is. You know.
What the fuck did they think prior? They just think like that's how it is.
Well, no, it's Newton's idea. You know, it's something. It's like the whole laws of inertia.
He was the one that had the apple fall on his head, right?
Yeah.
We got committed suicide.
Yeah,
by
it's
jumping
the
off
fake
a-
story they made up, but
Yeah, it's-
he really just ended
What
up
do you feel
being
like he ends his life with like my laws are true and he
Wait,
jumps off a building?
He killed himself to prove? a
No,
point?
no, it's just this is a joke.
Oh,
he's
It's
a
a joke.
joke. No, but I was just saying that an apple never really fell on his head.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a fake story.
It was a cherry.
It's just like folklore.
No, like I'm pretty sure he just ate an apple one day and thought about it.
Yeah.
But
Good to know
but
at least
back
an
to-
apple was
back
involved.
to what gravity really is. You know, I don't know if you guys are you guys familiar with general relativity?
With gravity?
Yeah, general relativity theory and how it relates to gravity. So basically, each one of us has a gravitational pull because of our mass.
Right.
The more mass something has, the more gravitational pull it has.
Like the moon, for
Like
example.
the sun. The sun is the biggest. It has the most mass, and so that's why all
Yeah,
of
the
these
solar
planets,
system.
all of these planets are running around this thing, right?
Okay.
And then the Earth, it has a lot of mass. That's why there's a little tiny little ball moon floating around this thing, right?
Yeah.
And so, body of mass, each body of mass, even us, has a gravitational pull. Like if our gravitational pull was big enough, we would be fucking.
Right.
We
It's
would be
like
fucking-
it's like
Like
You're be fucking.
it's like the no. It's like the
That's a
moon.
different type of gravity.
It's like the moon and the earth, you know, like high tides and low tides. So like that, for example.
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah. Like the fucking waves are literally being pulled by the moon's gravity.
That's crazy.
That's why they're making tides because the moon's gravity.
Joe Kool-Aid, bro.
And I keep thinking about like I keep thinking about like that movie Despicable Me when the moon went away in the water. Didn't that happen? I just remember.
I thought you said you never seen this.
But that's the only thing I
I
remember.
thought you see.
How come money?
You gotta watch that
We
shit.
get copyright.
Oh, you're right. Can't say it.
You say I got money. That's it.
Well, I just want to say I count money,
You're
bro.
right, you're right.
Or is it I got money or I count money?
I like sex. I like drugs. It's so,
It's
Now you're really.
It's
Or are
counting.
you just confessing too?
It's
Or?
counting money.
it's so silly. Like ain't funny. I like sex. I like drugs. I like money.
You think Yeat's
It's so
religious?
silly.
Imagine we talk about you. You think Yeat's religious?
That's the thumbnail.
Right.
Is God religious?
Is he religious?
Speaking of which, look at that.
Which? Look at that.
Speaking of which, he's dropping an EP on my birthday. Let's go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. Like it's like the best birthday present.
That's
ever.
like
That's rare.
that's my God. Yeah.
Oh shit. I don't know. Maybe he wants me to get back into the Tonka vibes.
Yeah.
Tonka vibes. Yeah.
But his new song sounded different.
Oh,
Really?
shit.
I didn't hear
It's
it.
like past
Talk-
Tonka vibes, you know, like
Talk sounded more like
Pre-Tonka vibes?
now like DG Tonka vibes. Imagine like futuristic Tonka vibes.
Oh, it's the Ronka.
like cyber Tonka vibes.
It's the Tonka.
Wanachi.
No, Wanachi. Wait, the Tonka's a car, right? Yeah, it's a fucking Bob the Builder. It's a big truck. Damn. But yeah, man, let's appreciate the scenery real quick. Yeah,
Here's
so
the scenery.
we rented out an
to-
Airbnb for the cast. You know, we're trying to blow up and shit, so.
Yeah, we're trying to make the podcast better for y'all.
Yeah, it's part of the
Y'all
investment,
getting-
you know?
Y'all getting a recording on the McDonald's bag.
Yeah, like type shit, y'all like this should really y'all should be paying to watch this shit.
Like, we literally drove like 4 hours away to rent out this $1,500 Airbnb.
Tyler Airbnb, yeah, damn.
Like damn, we gotta
Pay for this
Like,
shit,
the
bro.
beach is literally like 5 minutes away from here. It's a 5-minute drive.
Like we could have
So
took
you can see it right out here. Tyler.
Yeah, like we're literally looking at it. Like,
The shore.
speaking of the tides, it's actually like what you'd say like low tide right
It's
now.
always raining type shit. We're in Florida. Like,
Wait, no, we're like in Galveston, right?
oh, I'm gonna go. Alright, yo.
But yeah, it's cool scenery. You know, we made it. Shout out Socks. Shout out Crypto. Shout out Walking ATMs.
They brought us here.
God, man,
Use our affiliate link.
Oh no.
I was thinking,
So,
like you know how like people say like,
Shout out crypto.
like God puts people into your life
Oh yeah.
God puts people in your life so you can talk about God, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
For sure. That's what people say. Yeah.
I met someone like that recently.
I met someone like that recently.
So I was thinking, like, you know how we talk about God and we went to church.
Oh shit! Who did that?
Who did that? Why are we talking about God actually?
Fuck.
Why?
Do you think we only here to talk about God and we become like major like Catholics by the end of like the year?
Yeah, that's a possibility. And if that were to become the case, we would blame that on God. We would say God. We would put the
Pin it on him, bro.
I think we would for
You
sure.
did this, Lord.
because now,
I mean, if the algorithm fucks with it, then really it's the algorithm, right?
because a lot of people who
This is our biggest video we blow up. And
We
like,
gotta be church tales now.
a lot of people who try to spread the message of the gospel, they always come at the people and say that like God is like God can be coming
God
through
is
someone to get to you, you know.
Right.
And it's like maybe I'm that person, baby girl, you know that.
Use that to your advantage. God on my side. God my wing,
Some people
man.
would definitely be like that type shit. Like the
Yeah.
Mormons and shit, man.
Dude,
They're knocking on the doors. you
Where's
know?
that kind of people out?
Dude, y'all know what polygamists are?
Like
That's
multiple open relationships.
Oh, it's actually really bad. bro.
Polyamory?
Well, no, I think it's polygamy. I think. Well, I was watching this show where it's kind of escaping polygamy, bro.
But you're talking about
You seen
people who multiple people in one relationship. You're talking about.
It's like one guy has
Couple-
like 15 wives and he has like 125
But
kids.
there's some religions
Yeah.
that like,
There's a
allow,
lot of
like
variables.
cultures like that allow like 7 wives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So what are you gonna say about the show?
No. I mean, it's just crazy, right? Like they're
Yeah,
forced.
camping and shit.
It's like essentially, but
Nah,
like
you can't say that, bro. You don't know their life, bro. Like,
bro, they make it sound like that. And like the thing
The
is
show
though,
will
the
portray it
wives
that way.
will live in such shit. Maybe they'll live in such shitty environments with like 10 kids and like the husband is doing whatever. So and then it's like
always working.
always working. You know, preaching.
But really,
and whatnot.
just getting more wives, bro.
He come back with a new.
I mean, that's part of his job,
Oh
bro.
my god.
A wife is
He's
like,
like, yeah, I'm the longest one.
another wife, another dollar. No, but what's it called? I only bring it up though because it's just. Oh no! So they escape from that, right?
Oh, it's about
It's about escaping from that life.
Oh, no wonder it will be portrayed that.
And like, bro, it's like they escape that shit, and like the family's so brainwashed that like they'll literally they'll like bash you, and so a lot of these kids that escape it, their lives actually end up becoming a lot worse. They like get into drugs, they become homeless, all types of shit. But it's just crazy to me, right? Like imagine, cause like to them that's like they're going to heaven if they stay there, you know. But like others looking at it from other standpoints, it's like, bro, like you're not going to heaven if you stay there. You're not going to heaven. You're not going to hell if you leave it. You know, that's what the show is
But then it's
portraying.
like that is like our understanding of God, and this is good and this is bad.
Right,
Because I know when people be like, "You're going to hell for that,"
Right.
and that's bullshit.
Going to hell.
I said that today. I was like on the way out of church, like when we were letting the
Not
people
about
cross. Oh yeah, true repenting before you die, especially.
That's why some people bring the priest to their death.
That's a cheat code, bro.
You think so?
That's like, I'm sorry. And
Some
then you're
people
good.
literally repent on their deathbed, bro.
Hey, at least they're doing
Like they
that.
bring them to the hospital to repent. Like they bring the priest over.
What better
Why
time?
is that allowed?
What better time to?
Because, bro.
But
you
because
don't wanna,
you could have been a shitty person. Like,
My grandpa did that.
and you choose a really bad life.
You want to know why that's allowed?
Why?
Because God forgives everybody.
I know.
Dude, like literally, my grandpa repented like a few months before he passed away, type
Oh,
shit.
word, that
Yeah, like he like.
He's up there, type shit.
Like we, I mean, shit. Who knows, bro? Who knows what happens after? But like, I remember like we threw a party for him, and it's like he kind of like knew something was gonna happen. You know, maybe death is like in that
Did you
sense.
talk to him about that?
No, it's like, do I still have the little debit card in there? No, but what's it called? No, I don't remember talking too much about that. But I just remember like he locked everyone out of the house, and he had like this priest come in with like a bowl and the smoke and everything. Like I don't know, they were cleansing his soul or some shit, bro. And I just remember like here because I heard he was interesting character early in his younger years.
So you mentioned how you think that he knew that something was up.
Yeah, and like coincidentally enough, like not even a year later he passed away. You know, and so it's interesting. Like I never think it's too late, man. I'm totally not against repenting on your deathbed because it's like what better time to? You're gonna go, you might as fucking well. And it's like some people don't even think about doing that. They're thinking about God right before they die. That's like the least selfish thing you could ever think about right before you die, in my opinion.
The least selfish thing.
Outside of like the people that know and love and care about you, like if you're thinking about God, I don't know. I guess it can go both ways. It can be selfish and not selfish, but being selfish is You know, in a sense, like not selfishness. You
Sounds
know,
like we're fucking just dragging ourselves in the mud, bro.
what? You want to go in the mud?
No.
Yeah, man, but I'm not against it.
But, like,
but y'all seem to be against it.
But like, have y'all like? I'm not really with people who want to use God or like talk about God when they're like in like a crisis, you know. But they never really like go with God when their life is good.
It's an assumption.
Yeah, it's a situation that like I think can happen, and I think you know, it's good to learn from that situation maybe, but you know, sometimes I mean I don't know, I think it's a good thing though, you know, because I think it's something it's a human trait to want to like plead for help at your worst, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a good thing, you know. I think that's what people talk about, hitting rock bottom, and like
But it's like if you want to do better, there's nothing wrong.
but it also
with praying for better.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But it's
And
like
so-
only talking to your friend when you only down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you need them.
But it's like I wonder if God minds that.
Yeah.
I wonder if God feels that way. So like that, I'd be talking to God just on a regular. I'd be like, hey man, you know.
Yeah, I bet this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't be talking to him, but
No? Like
but
before bed type shit.
I know he probably loves me a lot though.
I wonder what kind of love. I wonder what kind of love he feels for everybody on a general level, right?
He
And
probably
like,
just sees us for how we are.
right?
Yeah.
He's
Well,
probably
that's
the most unbiased
that's-
motherfucker.
That's the thing, you know.
Ever,
Oftentimes, you don't.
Oh, I don't know why I called him that. Like,
Yeah, that's one of the things.
Technically,
That's one of the things I hear about God, and you know, is the fact that God has a relationship with everybody. He understands everybody in their true nature, and truly understands them. You know, God understands you as much as you understand yourself.
he's like the number one therapist.
dude.
More than you understand yourself.
It's like that's made me think about Smoke
more.
and Mirror, because he's
Yeah.
like super like understanding, and they thought he was God.
And that's and so that's just to say that God has like the great like he sees the truth in somebody in a way, and so that's why we can never judge.
Is low-key God just the truth?
I guess so.
Fuck. Damn, that's why they say God's real. It's the truth.
That's why they say when you die, you find out about the truth because they find out about God. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it all ties in. But like, that's the question.
Here
though.
first.
What if
figure out who God is?
What if
who's God? He's
what if we've already died and now we're here and we still don't know what God is? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they've been trying to figure this shit out for thousands of years.
yeah. I don't think we'll get to it, but maybe.
Like,
I think we did just get to it. It's true.
I think it's just like seeing the world for what it is, you know?
You know? So like, when you're being truthful on earth, is that just you being
Nah,
closer
that's
to God?
I mean, then you're just living a life of just honesty, you know?
Living a life of God.
Because I feel like if you're honest with yourself, then you're like, because like that book really talks about God a lot, the Four Agreements, and it talks about it in the way like you make hell on earth, and you make heaven, and he talks about that a lot. So it's like he talks about like it's in the head, but like he also talks about it like when you follow your truest like intuitions, like oh this is like a burning desire to go like this, then it's like you're the embodiment of God, you know, because you're going with them. It talks about that in The Alchemist.
Yeah, an alchemist.
It talks about a lot of these like following your dream books, and a lot of people who like achieve their dreams. A lot of people can like achieve their dreams, and like that God did that, you know. And when I followed my heart.
Yeah. And not your brain. You listen to your heart, not your brain.
You listen to yourself.
Because I was watching the Scared Beyond Straight episode, and like she was telling the girl, she's like, you need to stop thinking with this so much. You need to start thinking with this more, you know. And so I was like, what the fuck? Why?
That's a little hard to say.
But yeah. So to wrap things up here, folks, wear a Jimmy hat. Think more with your heart and your brain.
Well, no, hold on, wait, back up. Not the Jimmy hat, bro. Abstinence, because like religion and stuff.
Let's be real. Sex is a part of life.
Well, sex
and I'm
is
not
a
talking
part
about
of,
creating life.
Sex is a part of marriage, not life.
What? Dude, it's literally how we communicate. Like, it's another form of connection. Like we're fucking each other with words right now, but we're not
we're fucking each other in the mind.
And until
we're constantly fucking, bro.
On an intellectual level, right? These people are just listening, like we're constantly fucking, bro.
You're making a crowd here. Like,
right? Like yeah, let's go.
People are fucking crowd.
Yeah, because I was watching the book. I was watching a YouTube video, and it talks about like using. It's the whole fucking like talking about sex and shit. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like really like it's human nature.
Yeah, but wear a Jimmy hat, folks.
Or stay abstinent.
Or stay abstinent.
It's your choice, to be honest.
Or don't,
Don't do it neither.
Don't do anything,
Yeah,
or don't
Yeah,
or do
find
it
your
all.
own path. I think that's the most important part
Yeah.
to mention, because we are talking about religion. I think it's important to follow your own path.
We live in America.
Yeah, we live in America. Remember. But America's slogan is "In God We Trust."
But even if you don't live in America, you still have a path. You know what I'm saying? And so we all have our own paths that we came into this world with,
Keep that dying.
whether predestined or not.
When I was younger, whenever I would see when I saw Obama put his hand on the Bible when he became president,
I thought it was cap.
dude, I was literally thinking, I was like, that's outdated, bro. Why we still doing that? But I was a kid, so I didn't really get it. But I was definitely thinking, like, damn,
Marketing.
I was like, so everybody in America is Christian? Because it didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense to me with so many religions. Why would? But then I realized that, okay, that's why they're only saying God, and they're not really mentioning further terms. They're just saying God so that they don't upset anybody. And I'm like, okay, I guess it works. I guess people won't be upset about that.
Does the shoe fit?
But yeah. But really, growing up, I realized that the reason is because just most voters are religious, and so they want to see that part of that in a candidate. And so yeah. And so even if a candidate isn't super religious, they kind of have to play the part to get the And that's why I don't. Yeah, it's something I noticed a lot more with politics growing up is just how much of it is like you're
bullshit.
how much you're doing things for the win. You're doing shit for the win. Like, come on, be real.
Yeah.
It's so fake, and there's no more realism out there, man.
Man, we could talk about politics for.
But that's why I think of like how our generation, they're gonna make politics real, and they're gonna speak on some real shit. So that's why I'm excited to grow up to shit.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful. Oh, you put it in your pocket, but put the shit back down.
Oh yeah, put that shit back up.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to mention, I guess, on that.
Yeah, same here, folks. At the end of the day, we just want show some
At the end of the day, we
love.
don't know.
We want to appreciate y'all for tuning in with us every episode, or this episode being the first, whatever it be.
Yeah,
We
this is the first episode of our podcast.
all the other ones are just scratches.
We delete everything. We start fresh.
We say fuck that shit.
It's like we got this condo.
Like we got this Airbnb now. You know what I'm saying? We're basically gonna live in it now because they can't kick us out. You know what I'm saying? We signed a lease. So
What if the thumbnail's like?
Can we do something like that?
It's kind of weird.
yeah, it's kind
I
of
think we
corny.
need to be outside, like on the grass type of thing.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do it, bro.
I can't do that, bro.
No, just do it in your own way. Whatever.
Oh yeah.
I like doing this though.
We want to look at the camera and
I'm just posing now.
Right,
So what's the play?
I thought there would be more chairs
Oh
here,
fuck!
bro.
Should we outro this whole hey, all right,
Alright, y'all.
That's
There's been some.
This is Chelsea, y'all.
There's been some tales for y'all. We went to church. Jhordy.
This has been Heber.
Boy, little scopic, aka Miguel.
Those have been some
Tales for y'all.
Dude, I really feel like God's with this episode,
He's always been with us in every episode.
We're here. He's here. We're not.